Rogers TV.
Hey, welcome to the show. We're already having a good time. This is the way it works here on this show. We got some fabulous music for you on the show today. Wonderful production. We've got an amazing life coach on the show as well. Hope you had an amazing Thanksgiving long weekend. You're probably thinking to yourself, wow, we got a lot of leftovers. What are we going to do? Well, don't worry. Julie Finley, Mom in the Know, joins us here on the show. Ambassador for Foodland Ontario, all things local, all the time. How are you doing?
Always good. And yes, we should be laughing. I think that's what Thanksgiving is about. You just
agree.
Sit, eat, and laugh. And that's like the roly-poly comes in,
Exactly.
you know?
That's my whole weekend.
Exactly.
Sit, eat, laugh. Yeah.
So we did exactly that. And yes, if you have leftovers, I've got 6 fantastic recipes. Yes.
Okay.
So this is lunch and dinner. This is where we're at now.
Okay.
So I've got a chicken and mushroom enchiladas.
Nice.
We're also going to do a Mexican turkey tortilla soup, but we're going to start with a turkey pot pie with 2 potatoes.
Okay.
Yes.
I love it.
So I've already done it ahead of time. I've taken over my my leftover squash sweet potato and my Yukon potatoes, but I mean there's so many potato varieties out there. Use what you have, but I've just mashed them together with a little bit of butter and a little bit of milk because that's what you need to make them nice and fluffy. And then what I've done is I've taken my leftover turkey, gravy, vegetables. If you don't have vegetables left over, all those frozen packages in our freezers in our local grocery stores are all locally grown.
Yeah, and you're just looking for the logo.
Exactly, looking for the logo. And then I've got leftover turkey. You might have had ham, and you might have had chicken, so all varieties will work. So that's your protein.
Any protein will
would work.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have you empty all of that in here.
Into this dish?
Here.
Okay.
That's where you're gonna mix it.
You got it.
I'm going to actually leave the stuffing out. So we've got 4 cups of turkey, 1.5 cups of mixed vegetables, any ones that you want. I just showed you these for frozen, and then I've got my gravy.
Oh, you're doing the gravy in here.
So good. You know what? This gravy, so again, if you ran out of gravy, time and again we'll probably have gravy.
Oh, yeah.
Pat from Absinthe made my gravy, and I'm super.
Really?
Yeah. So
how did you get that?
Oh, John's cousin. So I got a deal.
Man.
He does the turkey and the stuffing and the gravy, and I do the side dishes.
Oh my God! You guys are spoiled. I forgot that he was family.
So you're just gonna mix that together, and you're gonna only put half in it. So you're gonna do an 8x8. I just got a smaller one because I'm gonna double it up for you to take home to bake. So there we go. You're just gonna mush that in there. Okay. And then I'm going to add on top the stuffing, which I probably should have warmed up when I got here.
That's okay.
So we're just going to break it up a bit. Yeah. You got your stuffing. That's going to bake in there too.
I love stuffing. And we did 2 Thanksgiving dinners.
Oh, nice.
One on Sunday, one on Monday. And the stuffing was such a hit. I didn't have any for the Monday group. Sorry, Mom.
You know
but we had a great time.
You bring her this. It'll be good. So this is, you're just going to put your potato mash on top. Of course, you could just have one type of potato, 2 types of potatoes. I love sweet potatoes, and I'm always pushing them on my family in many different ways.
No, I love them too. Yeah. And we had both, actually. We had sweet potato and then just your regular mashed.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yes, that is regular mashed. Lots of local garlic. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah. So the markets are still open. If you haven't had enough turkey, get back down there. They've got great meats for sale too. You're going to have this in the oven, 350 for about 40 minutes or until it's cooked through. Again, foodlandontario.ca, I have all the recipes there.
So look under TV recipes.
Exactly. Okay, and now we have got the, let's go to the corn tortilla soup. So I put all of my leftover turkey, about 2 cups in here. Okay. It's super easy, and I actually have freezing a few of these. Nice. So that's nice, and you can put them in little jars here. So really what you're working with is a few spices, the cumin, oregano, and chili will be added in. Okay. And you're just gonna bring your tomatoes and tomato paste down to a little less liquid in that. All right. And then what you're going to do is add your chicken, chicken stock, bring it to a boil. Okay. And then what's fun about that is you just
don't
at
throw out
any
the carcass. Whether you did chicken or turkey, save the carcass and then boil that down, and then you've got some beautiful broth.
Absolutely,
right? So nice.
Absolutely. So now this is where you get to add the fun. You put some green onions in here. Nice. You get some nice cilantro. You get some tortilla chips. So easy to make. You take your tortilla tortilla chips like this, just slice them up and bake them in the oven, 325 until they're crispy, and then break them apart. So you've got this, and then you add a little bit of lime, and you have this lovely turkey tortilla soup. I'm going to let you start eating that.
Really?
Oh, maybe dear. I didn't bring you a spoon.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Look at
there, tiny spoon.
It's small, but
yeah.
you know, little bites on TV is not a bad thing.
Exactly.
Right? You don't want things slopping out on live television.
No,
you know?
not at all. So what we're going to do next, and for this first segment, is a mushroom enchilada. A casserole. So it's a chicken and mushroom enchilada. Sorry.
Okay.
So really all I've done is I've taken my favorite salsa. I like the green tomatilla. There's red salsa, anything that you want. And I've cooked ahead. I've cooked down 1 onion and 4 cups of mushrooms.
Okay.
That's my filling.
So you put some of the green sauce on the bottom here?
I put it on the bottom, just to have the sort of tortilla stick at the bottom.
Gotcha.
I've got my oven on at 350.
Right.
And I've also got some nice local garlic in here too. And what we're going to do is we're going to add some spices, chili, and oregano.
All right.
And we're going to also add in some sour cream.
Nice.
3/4 cup of sour cream. Mix that in there. This is all your filling. And you're going to add in...
Your family must eat so well.
We have fun.
Like you guys.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, honestly, every time you come, and I can't believe you can do 6 recipes in 2 segments.
You know,
You're a
it's
miracle
kind of
worker.
just having fun in the kitchen with all this food. And it's cool outside, and there's great conversations that happen.
Yeah.
I've got a fight now in the kitchen with Megan, because she loves to be in there too.
Nice.
She's here for reading week, but she's on a baking spurge. So you really should just come to dinner by the end of the week. We're going to be set up together. So
Megan,
really,
I'm coming. Get the baked goods rolling.
Yeah, so you're just going to fill each one of these tortillas, up to 10 tortillas, fold them at the bottom. Am I running out of a bit of time?
A couple of minutes.
Oh, good. So we can do a couple of these. But again, if you did chicken is another good one to put in here as well.
Even beef, if you did leftover beef for some reason, you know, it doesn't have to always be
I don't think we've ever had leftover beef. But you know what you can do too.
That's a really good point, actually. I'm not sure I have either.
But again, ground turkey, beef, anything is I'm finding that very inexpensive in the grocery stores. Yeah. So it's a great way.
Pork as well, right? You can do this with pork. Again,
Absolutely.
you want to talk inexpensive. That's probably the most inexpensive meat out there right now.
And if you want to add in some more proteins, you can put some beans in there as well. So really, you're just going to fold these over.
Okay.
Let's get a couple of these and fold over the bottoms.
Nice.
And then you are going to add in that's why we have napkins here. We're going to add in our cheddar cheese.
Yes, you got to have the cheese.
So yes, any type you could do. Monterey Jack. That's the other thing I love about the fall. There's just so many good cheeses, so many good things that you could be trying. I feel like I go into hibernation mode, so I love to eat a lot more. And Thanksgiving just kicks it off.
It does, really. It does. And it also kicks off having all the comfort foods, right?
Yes.
Like everything that you've prepared here, to me, they're all comfort foods.
Yeah, and absolutely. And another great thing to add to this casserole is lovely piping hot cranberry sauce.
Oh,
so again, if you had cranberry sauce, but we'll do cranberry sauce in the next.
All right.
The next session. But
well, that is perfect timing for a segue, my friend, because we're going to take a quick break. Julie Finley, Mom in the Know, spokesperson for Foodland Ontario. By the way, another reminder: foodlandontario.ca for all these recipes and more. And just look up TV recipes. We'll be back with some more recipes with Julie right after this.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Join us for Season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, Sunday nights at 8 o'clock, right here on Rogers TV.
Kids these days, people say we lack initiative.
And technology, that we're all addicted.
Kids these days, we hear that we only care about ourselves. Apparently, we're lazy.
And don't seem to have any sense of independence.
Actually, kids these days are facing a lot because the world has changed, and so have our health issues. Kids these days, we could really use your help. Join Chio in our biggest fundraising campaign ever to transform pediatric care.
Unscripted, uninterrupted coverage of events by Canada's business leaders, visionaries, and social figures. Watch Podium exclusively on Rogers TV.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
This week on Canada Files, psychologist Steven Pinker, who's been listed as one of the world's most influential thinkers. He is a brilliant observer of who we are as humans and why.
Welcome back. There she is. Quick peek. Julie Finley, Mom in the Know, back with us for a few more recipes. You were doing so well.
I know.
And then you did the bend in, and we just caught the head there. That's all right.
You know what? I think it's just going to be like a Christmas gift for you guys, and I'm not going to get in your shot. But you just, it's like an attraction somehow.
It's the people in the control room. You know, they have a fit. I'm just kidding.
I can even hear them yelling through your ear.
That's
Julie,
right.
Get out of the way.
Julie, get Julie out of the way.
Okay,
all right.
I am excited though because, like you said, turkey dinner just happened. You might have done chicken. You might have done prime rib. There's lots of leftovers. Do not get rid of them. You can reuse them. Obviously, you're not going to get rid of them.
Exactly.
I usually send out like barrels of stuff out the door. Like,
really?
Take this.
With
like
your
John's
guests,
like, are you giving away the wine too? I'm like, I don't need it anymore. So I was very happy when you invited me on.
You're even giving away the wine.
Well, sometimes I think it goes nice with the leftovers.
For
right?
sure.
So,
yeah, absolutely. I tried to send my mom home with leftovers, and she wouldn't have it. No,
oh, really?
Would not have it.
Really?
So thanks, Mom.
That's very nice of her.
I appreciate it.
So what we're going to do is we're going breakfast. We're going to make a breakfast ham and cheese egg wrap.
All right.
We're going to turkey goat cheese panini with cranberry relish.
All right.
And we're going to do a farmhouse frittata. And I feel like that thing, just throw that away.
You could. It's the old David Letterman thing. You throw the cue cards at the cameraman, right?
There we go.
Yeah.
So we're going to go with the frittata first because I find that a lot of your veggies, you might have cooked some and you just were like, there's just too many, so you keep some raw on the side. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I've taken leeks, which is great, the green and the white. Leeks are going to be in season now until next year, pretty much. They're always around. Yeah. They're great for soups. They're great for people who don't like the taste of onion. They're a lot milder.
Right.
So that's
and
nice.
you can freeze them too. So if you buy them in bulk, right, just cut them up and freeze them.
Peppers. Yeah. Everybody had peppers, I'm sure. There's so many of them in our...
We did. We had them for the appetizer.
Oh, what did you do with them?
Nothing fancy, you know, the old onion soup mixed with some yogurt or sour cream.
Oh, that's fun. That is fun. That's
Cut up some pepper, zucchini, carrot, you're ready to roll. And
I find that's what we do a lot over the holidays is share recipes.
Yeah.
As you're like, I was with the girls working out at the gym. I'm like, who's got the stuffing recipe? I'm like, okay, I'll tell Pat. I did zucchini there as well. Lots of zucchini out there. And I have broccoli. I love broccoli. I love broccoli anytime.
Me too.
In fact, it's great raw, just like you said, with that onion dip. Or you can even blanch it and then have it ready to even fry up when you're doing things later.
Yeah.
Okay, we're just going to have this sauteing for a while.
Sure.
This is our mixture for our frittatas.
Crank up the heat there for you.
Thank
There you go.
very much. And then while we're doing that, I am going to have you make your egg wrap because what I've done is I've taken more of the similar vegetables and I just made an egg melt. Okay,
and this is what we call a melt.
This is what we call a melt.
I
so
like it.
You kind of keep it in your like cast iron pan. I had 8 eggs. I've got ham. I've got peppers. I've got I think I even threw in some corn there.
Oh yeah,
and then I melted the cheese on top. So any vegetables that you can get. And what I did differently here is I used green onions because I love fresh green onions.
Too. Yeah.
And then what you're going to do is you're just going to cut this up. Just got my lovely knife. Okay. And you're going to add it to your wrap.
Just going to toss it into the wrap.
You're just going to toss it in there, and you're just going to make yourself a little sandwich on the go. So that's super easy. Yeah. you just have a little bite of that while I get this going.
All right.
Because now that this is sauteing a bit, I'll get back to it. And I'm going to add in...
Oh, that's good.
Isn't that delicious?
Yeah.
And that can be kept in the fridge for a little bit, and you just keep adding it in with your sandwiches.
Fantastic.
Okay, this, I've got ham, and I've got Dijon mustard. This will be part of the frittata. And you are going to crack all of the eggs over here. Right here.
Got it.
Right into there.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to saute this for a little bit. No, I'm gonna open that for you. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wrong side.
That's sorry.
Okay.
And look at those cute little eggs.
Aren't they
farm
adorable?
eggs. Yeah. I've got regular. I've got those.
Where'd you get these little ones?
Those ones. I have a lovely neighbors across the street that every time they go to their cottage in Barry's Bay, they bring my empty carton and they bring it back full. And I love opening it. It's like a surprise anytime.
Nobody saw that.
Nobody saw that.
No.
A surprise anytime. Any of the colors. So everyone at home, if I haven't told you this so many times, when you have different colored eggshells, it just means those are the colors of the feather on the bird. Oh, yes,
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a great farmer, Perry, right by our cottage, and we stop by to get fresh eggs as well, and he's got cows and
oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's so nice. We always go and visit the cows and say hi to Perry and his wife. Yeah.
Oh, is that in the big red barn on the way near Low?
No.
Okay, have you been there?
This is right in Allen Kaywood, that little area past Kazabazua.
Yes.
A real place, by the way. I'm not making that up.
It's right by our cottage too.
Longest bar in the country at one point.
At one point. Okay. Well, this is all sauteing. You're just going to mix that together.
You got it.
And we'll just give you a little fork to do that, and then you're just going to pour it over top.
Okay.
And that's your frittata in the making. And we're just going to move this over.
We have about 2 minutes left.
You know
for your
what?
last
That's
one
okay
here.
because what we're going to do now is we're going to just take a little bit of oil here. And we're going to butter this. We are making little paninis, but I didn't take panini because I love egg bread. I love egg bread for a couple things. I find when you're just about to...
oh, this is smelling now.
I know, it's so good, eh? I'm going to add goat's cheese to this. And I'm actually going to make this vegetarian because I know a couple people are vegetarian, but you're using all your local cheeses.
Nice.
And we're just going to put on some lettuce here. And I'm going to add...
Voila.
I'm going to add a cranberry relish.
Nice.
So super easy to make. In fact, I'm going to pull out all the ingredients you need.
Okay.
You need a bag of the fresh cranberries, pecans, and 5 peeled mandarin oranges.
That's it.
And you're just going to chop it and pulse it together in your Cuisinart or anything that you have, or chop it on your own.
Okay.
And you're going to have this lovely cranberry relish. I'm going to let you taste that with that lovely fork.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put some of this on.
Oh, it even smells nice. Oh,
It is so nice and fresh, and it's a great way to use all your cranberries.
Julie, you're
and
a
your
magician.
Oranges. Isn't this lovely?
I mean, I'm giving you all the credit.
There we go. We're going to make this little
you should.
sandwich, and then you have sandwiches ready for breakfast. Of course, add your turkey in there and everything else, but it's a nice, sweet, and savory sandwich.
Foodlandontario.ca for all the recipes. Just look under TV recipes, not only these, but every recipe that Julie does, no matter what show she's on. We'll be back with more right after this.
This is a perfectly healthy child. What's unhealthy are birth alerts, a racist practice that may stop this Indigenous mother from going home with her newborn. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
Welcome to Community News and Events. I'm Dave Hilson. Happening in Ottawa and surrounding areas is the Crack Up Comedy Festival. This not-for-profit is run by passionate supporters of mental health from all walks of life and features top comedic talent from across the globe. So come and have a laugh and enjoy the hijinks between October 15th and October 19th. Visit crackup.ca for more information. Nextly, throughout the month of October, in the spirit of Halloween, 2 Ottawa households have turned their love for spooky decorations into a fundraising drive for the Ottawa Food Bank. Check out the Lawn of the Dead 2024 event at ottawafoodbank.ca for more details. Lastly, and unfortunately, the municipal beaches are now closed for the season. Therefore, no lifeguard supervision or water quality testing, so please be safe. However, if you like fishing, watch the new Fly Fisher, which airs Saturdays at noon on Rogers TV 22. Till next time.
Learn all about the creation of the National Capital Region on The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, on Rogers TV.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
Welcome back to the show, back to talk about the theatre. There's so many great opportunities here in Ottawa, and Ovation Productions has a brand new one coming out. It is called Into the Woods. Here to tell us more about it, I am joined by Tanya Guimont and Cara Pantaloni. Welcome to you both. Great to have you.
Thanks for having us.
Tanya, I'll start with you. Tell me a little bit about Ovation Productions for those that aren't familiar.
So we're a fairly new company, started in 2018, but of course, pandemic put us on hold for a few years. Last year we did Cabaret. This year we're doing Into the Woods. We're a professional musical theater company based here in Ottawa.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So you only put on one production each year?
For now.
Okay.
But we're planning
building.
We're slowly building.
You are
yes.
building.
Yes.
Okay. The latest production is called Into the Woods. Cara, how would you describe that? This is a pretty unique play, right? And you've done your own spin on it, is my understanding.
There is our own little spin on it, so even people who know Into the Woods still come out and see that little spin, because there's always something new with different performers, everything like that. Into the Woods, classic fairy tales all woven together. Little Red, Jack and the Beanstalk, Cinderella. Yep. We hit all of the fairy tales, okay? We got them all in there. And it's definitely a musical for people young and old.
Nice.
So, there's laughter, there's poignancy, there's lessons. Like, it's
an incredible show.
Yes.
And of course, written by Stephen Sondheim, the late Stephen Sondheim, who's phenomenal. The way he writes, his lyrics are poetry, the music is beautiful.
Are there common themes like throughout? Like, how do you intertwine all of these different characters in fairy tale?
Difficult, but so interestingly done, and there's so many themes, and I think this show will resonate with so many people. Love, loss, family, reality versus fantasy, community, so many themes.
So do you stay true to many of the fairy tales, or is it the characters woven into a new story?
It's definitely true to a lot of fairy tales, but there's also things that are pulled out of the original fairy tales, like the Grimm stories are kind of woven in there as well. So people who know those more traditionally will also see a lot of that stuff like woven in there.
And what's really great is when we read those stories, it's always, and they lived happily ever after.
Right.
Well, in this show, we get to see what happens after the stories end.
After the happily ever after.
Yeah, so is it happy, is it not? We're not, you gotta come see the show to find out what happens.
Intriguing.
Yeah.
I like it. You play a couple of roles, Cara. Tell me about the roles that you play.
I play Cinderella's stepmom. Some people see her as evil. I just see her as, like, a mom who's looking out for her children. And I'm also, should I say the other character I play?
Sure.
Yeah, well, I also play the giant.
Okay.
From Jack and the Beanstalk.
From Jack and the Beanstalk, exactly.
Right.
And we all know the giant comes down, but here it's the surprise is the giant's a woman.
Okay.
So that's why I said, should I say it?
Are you also going to, like you just did with the evil stepmother, apologize for the giant and how he treated Jack?
Well, you'll have to come and find out. You can't give the whole story away.
I know, I'm just saying. She started this debate,
all I can say is that people do things for a reason, right? They all think that they are doing what's best for their family and themselves.
Gotcha.
And they're all looking out for their own families.
That's
so
right.
is it wrong in the eyes of the giant, in the eyes of the mother, in the eyes of the witch?
the wolf from Little Red Riding Hood. So you gotta come find out.
They all have their own storylines.
I am going to come find out because now I'm
you're intrigued,
I'm so intrigued.
And how am I going to play a giant? You have to come see that.
Exactly. Tanya, what about the rest of the cast? Tell me about the rest of the cast and how the chemistry.
I don't know how we got so lucky. The chemistry's unbelievable. Their voices blend. We have performers who've been on Broadway, Mirvish, Shaw, Stratford, and people who are local, people from all over Canada. It's such an incredible cast.
Nice.
Yeah.
For those that aren't aware, your role as artistic producer, tell me about your role and what you contribute.
Whew. Well, I don't just do that, I'll be honest. I do help out with other things too. Like I'm helping out with costumes this year. But as artistic producer, basically it's my job to get the theater space, get the rights, choose the shows, hire the team, just basically oversee that everything is moving smoothly. And then, of course, if anything comes up, it's up to me to kind of figure out solutions.
You're the go-to.
So,
I got
Tanya's the big boss at the end of a video game, basically.
Right. Okay.
But a nice big boss.
A nice one, just like the giant and the stepmother.
Yeah. It's a matter of perspective, I guess.
What about the set? How would you describe the set?
So we selected this theater. It's the Leslie Studio Theater at Centerpoint because of its intimate nature. So we really like our audience to feel like they're immersed in the space. So of course the show is into the woods. So you're going to come into the space and you're going to feel like you're in the woods.
Nice.
Yeah.
You mentioned all ages, but is there a particular sort of age limit that you would suggest?
We're suggesting 8 and above, but at the same time, do your research, parents, because there are some dark themes, but we're still laughing and crying and showing and telling stories that kids of all ages will enjoy. It's just sometimes those dark themes can be a bit scary for kids, but
parental discretion, I would say. Definitely do your research if you're not sure. But my kids are 3 and 5, and they absolutely love the show. And so I will be bringing them. I don't know that they'll make it through the whole show because it is just under 3 hours with an intermission. But again, you know your child best, so you know. Do research.
Run of the show, it kicks off, October 24th?
October 24th, yep, till November 3rd. Yep, lots of performances, 13, I believe, yep.
Meridian Theaters at Centerpoint, so tickets are meridiancenterpoint.com, and you have a special promo code, is that right?
We do.
For our viewers?
Yes,
okay.
It's ITWRC.
Okay.
ITWRC will get you a discount on regular priced adult tickets.
Fantastic.
Yep.
I'll remind everybody at the end of the show about this particular production. It's going to be so much fun. As I said, all ages. Discretion is up to you, parents, okay? Yes. Don't blame us if the kids get frightened at any point. Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Really appreciate it. Meridian Theater, Centerpoint.com. ITWRC is your promo code. Make sure you put that in so you can get a discount thanks to these lovely ladies. And Ovation Productions will be back with more right after this.
Kids these days, people say we lack initiative.
And technology, that we're all addicted.
Kids these days, we hear that we only care about ourselves. Apparently, we're lazy.
And don't seem to have any sense of independence.
Actually, kids these days are facing a lot. Because the world has changed, and so have our health issues. Kids these days, we could really use your help. Join CHIO in our biggest fundraising campaign ever to transform pediatric care.
It's a new season of The New Fly Fisher on Rogers TV.
These days at your local Legion, we're marching to the beat of a different drum. On a mission to support veterans, to have fun, and to welcome everyone to our ranks. You don't have to be a veteran to join the Legion. And as a member, you'll join thousands of others serving our veterans, our communities, and our country. Oh yeah, and our Member Perks program will save you thousands on shopping, dining, products, and services across the country. Join us at legion.ca.
Unbelievable. You just never see that. What a shot. Scores! The OHL on Rogers TV.
Are you a content creator looking to expand your audience and make your voice heard in your community? Rogers TV wants to provide you with a platform to share your hobbies, interests, and stories for free. Visit us to find out more.
Hey, welcome back to the show. Back to inspire you. My next guest, she just does such great work with people. Her clients rave about the work that she does. And if you find yourself in a spot maybe where you're perhaps struggling, whether it's personal or in your career life, highly recommend you speak to my next guest. Linda Vanderlee joins me. She is a founder and coach of Living Aligned Coaching. Welcome back. Great to have you.
Dear.
It's been a little while.
It has been a few years.
It's great to see you again.
You too.
Let's talk a little bit about your inspiration behind opening up Aligned.
Yeah, Living Aligned came from my work. Most of the last 30 years of my life has been in organizations, helping organizations come together, the people in organizations, figure out what their goals were and where they're going, and then individuals come up to me and say, I kind of need this in my personal life or with my family. And so I started to design visioning workshops and doing coaching for people in their day-to-day life.
Yeah, and one of the things that you say is sort of living true to your values, and I think we probably take it for granted in a way that we probably think we're doing that. I imagine in your experience, when you sit down with some people, you realize they're not doing that. Is that fairly common, do you think?
I think what happens is we grow up, we go into our lives and our stories, and they may be old stories, but something has happened or shifted. And taking some time to sort of reflect and say, oh, that used to be what was important to me. Something has shifted now. And so taking the time to figure out what that shift is and what it means for you is really helpful.
Yeah, so I guess it's that navigation of sort of the life changes that happen. Do you think we need to sort of stop every now and then during our lives and go, okay, this is where I am now? I see you smiling and nodding, going,
I'm a firm believer. Sometimes it takes a broken arm and surgery to make you stop and say, But also just those milestones in life. I mean, I think we know at certain birthdays. I'm a newly minted senior citizen now in our world, and that's given me pause.
And you embrace that, though, right?
I embrace it.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a new transition, and there are things about it that maybe be uncomfortable because of what society says, but maybe something coming from how I grew up. But I get to choose today. And sometimes it helps to have other people around with you, whether it be a coach one-on-one or whether it be in a group, to sort of go, oh, I didn't think of it from that angle. But you hear someone, a contemporary, having a different story, it opens that up.
So what does that process look like then? Somebody sits down with you and they're at one of those moments that you just mentioned. You know, I think of age for sure, 21 and 25 and 30, 40, 50 and so on, right?
Yeah.
So what does that process look like sitting down with somebody?
Well, I think, what does the process look like? It's a lot of me listening.
Right.
Sometimes a way that I've been using a lot these days is letting the arts speak for us as well. So there's a bit of play going on. Sometimes it's getting people in touch with something and noticing something in their bodies that they can then express in some way. It might be through movement, it might be through a diagram on the page, and we get more information by getting what we put out there. It's kind of an intuitive thing.
Okay.
And I would say, you were talking about the one-on-one, but I have to say most of my work these days has been in group settings.
Okay.
And I find there's more, by having the community, and as I just said, having other people around to reflect and have different perspectives, something more happens.
Yeah, I can see that being even more helpful, right? The different perspective. You mentioned diagrams and you brought one along with you here today. What are we looking at here?
So this is over the 30 years of me doing this work. This is my my way of expressing sort of the steps of what I think goes on.
Okay.
So you could begin from the beginning of it. So there is the idea of what's my intention. Say, I had to pause and say, what's my intention today to speak with Derek? But it could also be, what's my life intention? The next 10 years, what do I want out of this? And then you'll have a beliefs part and a support part. And as you see, that this is a figure 8.
Yeah.
So for me, that's the infinity symbol as well. But if you look at the crossroads there of the figure 8, that's where the beliefs, if we can unpack what's the belief that's letting you believe whether you have a support or what support could look like. What is your belief around what you want out of your life?
Right.
And sometimes you may be holding yourself back because of an old belief. And then using the arts, we can sometimes unpack that a little bit more.
Interesting. Another thing that you've spoken to me about in the past, and I wanted to bring it up again, is honoring your emotions. And I think a lot of people find that strange. It's like, well, what could that possibly mean? My emotions are my emotions. What do you mean by honoring them?
To me, it's listening. To me, the emotions are your most pure compass.
Right.
In the sense of, I am feeling something right now. And so the other day, there's someone in my group that I meet weekly with online who had gotten in touch with some part of her, and I realized she had skirted the part that was about anger. And I said, if you can get in touch with that anger and actually be open to having a relationship with it, it will tell you some things. And so we have a process to do that. She did it. She wrote back to me later, took a picture of the work that she had done with it, and said, I feel so much better. There's a release that happens when you actually face the
That's
emotion.
interesting, because I would imagine most of us, especially when it comes to something, maybe sadness and anger and things like that, we try to suppress it. You're saying be comfortable in it, and I guess figure out where it's coming from?
Well, yeah, it's kind of hard to do in a very quick segment, but I would say emotions, there are drivers. I mean, just a driver, if you're driving, you know what emotions you have. You let somebody in, what kind of an emotion do you have?
Right.
Someone cuts you off, what kind of an emotion do you have? They dictate more often than not how we're feeling about our day.
And we carry it.
We carry it.
For too long,
and
I find.
it extends to the other people around us. So the more that we're aware of, okay, I'm feeling this, but taking some time to honor it, to listen to it, it will usually give you some information that you can then make new choices about or where you want to go.
Linda, just as we're wrapping up here, how do people get in touch with you? What's the best way for them to reach out?
It's my name, lindavanderlee.com is one. I have a new program coming up called the Embracing Transitions. And right now there's a form on my website that people could take a look at, and I'm trying to find the right time and place and focus that you want, and I'm mixing and matching for people to be in small groups.
Fantastic. Linda, thanks so much for this.
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate it. LindaVanderlee.com. Find out more information. We'll be back right after this.
Welcome to Community News and Events on Rogers TV. I'm Brianna McMahon. Ottawa gets ready for the National Women's Show 2024. The event is the Ultimate Girls' Day, and it takes place at the EY Centre. It commences on Saturday, October 19th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. until Sunday, October 20th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. This jam-packed event includes a beauty bar and sizzling male dancers, to name a few. Check out the National Women's Show website for more details. Ottawa gets ready as the Diamond Mine Agency proudly presents Declan McKenna. This alternative indie singer-songwriter will take the stage at the Brunson Centre on Saturday, October 19th. The doors open at 7 p.m. This event is for all, so grab your family and head to a festive night out. Watch Derek Fage's Daytime every weekday at 2 p.m. on Rogers TV 22.
You are invited to join us for the next hour to give. We want you to dream big, because guess what? It is the dream of a lifetime lottery. And you're going to get to meet my friend Everly. Join us then.
I'm Sam LaPrade, host of Ottawa Business Matters. We're going to gather here every single week and speak about business here in the capital. We're going to inspire, influence, and inform.
You know, these guys are pretty good. A couple of Juno Awards, 23 Maple Blues Awards, a couple of Indie Awards. Honestly, one of the most successful bands to come out of Ottawa, and I would say one of the best bands in the entire country. It is Monkey Junk. This guy, Tony D, is a part of it. But before I sit and chat with Tony, I want to give you a little sample of what you can expect at their upcoming concert. This is their tune, Time to Roll. Have a listen.
Open spaces seem hard to find. Late nights and city lights got a hold on my mind. 'Cause when I get the feeling to go downtown, when I get that feeling, I gotta burn it down. When I get that feeling, I can't stick around for too long.
Oh, so good. That is Matt Saab on drums, Steve Mariner on vocal and guitar, and lead guitar Tony D joining me. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks.
You're looking great. I haven't seen you in a while. So.
It has been a while.
Yeah.
The last time I saw you was when you guys performing live at one of your Let's talk about that. What kind of summer has it been for you guys?
It's actually, Monkey Junk's had a great summer. We've been together for a long time, first of all. We've been together for 16 years.
It's 16
and we're still
now.
together,
Wow.
and we don't tour as much as we used to, but we had an incredibly successful touring summer. We were mostly in the East Coast, but we did a lot of stuff out west as well. And we also take on our own individual projects, but Monkey Junk's done really quite a lot of work this summer, and we're doing an Ontario tour now.
Yeah, for people that don't know the story, I mean, you guys had known each other for quite some time, right? And then you got together. I mean, you tell the story about how you became.
Well, I've known Steve since he was 11 years old. Yeah. 10, 11, 12. He'd come his dad would bring him to the blues jams, you know, and he had this little harmonica, and he'd get up and play it, and he was amazing. It wasn't good just for like an 11 or 12-year-old. People like, ooh, you're so young. And no, he was truly as good as people could get.
Really,
But he was incredibly dedicated especially to playing harmonica and playing the blues. And then Matt Saab and I have known each other in the scene forever. And then he played in the Tony D band for a while. We recorded records.
I forgot about that.
And then I'll make it really quick. So Steve had this house gig at Irene's on Bank Street every Sunday, and he played like sort of that solo blues stuff, you know, with the guitar, and he had a little bass drum, and he played with that, you know, with his foot, and then he had a harmonica on a rack. And him and I were talking one time. We did a show together, and we're talking about how we admire bands with 2 guitars and drums and no bass players. Which they exist.
Yeah, for sure.
But that was the old guys, right? The old blues guys, you know. And he said, wouldn't that be great to do? And we just called Matt up and said, hey, come to Irene's with just 2 guitars, and Matt brought like 1 snare and a little bass drum. Right. We used to sit down, play really quiet. It's changed since then. So that's how it started.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess the backbone is blues for the 3 of you with this band, but you know, you guys call it sort of swamp boogie. Like even listening to that song, right? There's something more than blues happening. You guys bring in a lot.
The blues is always sort of our launching pad, because we're blues fans starve, and we talk about the old blues, like the Delta blues or the Chicago style blues from Muddy Waters and you know, Howling Wolf and all those guys, but that's always our launch pad. So a lot of the stuff sounds bluesy because that's where we come from. But you know, we're like blues meets psychedelic music, Jimi Hendrix,
for
and
sure.
you know,
some funk sort of in
some
there
funk
too.
in there.
Right?
Like we're heavily on a lot of funk, a lot of funky stuff, heavily on the R&B, the Stax years, and you know, and some Led Zeppelin. You know, it's in there. You know.
Yeah. Well, and you know what I love? It's such a great mix too, because you get people up and dancing, get them on their feet in one song, and then the next song it's kind of a, you know, sit back and just enjoy the tune. Kind of. You've got a concert coming up. Let's talk about that. For people that haven't seen you guys live, how would you describe a Monkey Junk concert?
A Monkey Junk show. We're going to take you on a ride. Yeah. We're going to, you know, build it up there. You will hear the blues, but you will hear everything else that's come out from our hearts and our minds, and we do all original material from our 5 records, or how many records we have.
I think it's 5.
I think it's 5. Yeah. and you know, so that's what we're going to do, and we're going to play it all. And we're not going to play it all, but we're going to play a lot of it. So, are
you guys working on any new stuff?
We are actually. We got together and we have some demos that we've done, and we're just, of course, trying to find the time to do that. Everybody's got other projects.
I was going to say, in family too, right?
Lots of family.
Right? Yeah, I mean, things have changed
Monkey
over
Junk
the 60
family
years.
has really, you know, there's a lot of these little monkey junkies.
Little monkeys
running around. And now, but it's, so we've had a lot to do, but we've talked about it, and we will be putting out some new material probably within the year.
Really? Okay.
Everybody's got their, like I said, their own projects, right?
Yeah.
So as well, I got a new record coming out, and Steve also plays with Colin James, and you know, and Matt plays with every band in the world. But Monkey Junk, we're still together, and we're having a great time. So we'll be at Centerpoint.
Yeah, Meridian Theaters at Centerpoint coming up this Saturday, October the 19th. If you have not seen a Monkey Junk live concert, I am telling you, wear your dancing shoes, first of all, because so much fun. And you did mention you got a solo album coming out in, what, a couple of weeks?
In November 1st, my album called Electric Delta on Cordova Bay Records out of Victoria, British Columbia, comes out on November 1st. But I'm doing a record release show at the NAC Fourth Stage October 23rd. And so if you want an advance copy, that's where you can buy it.
That's where you can get it. There you go. NAC website, by the way, to get tickets for that.
That's right,
as well. But, thank you so much, Tony. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It's been great.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah.
Say hi to Steve and Matt for us.
Will. Thank you.
October 19th, 8 p.m., meridiancenterpoint.com to get your tickets, and you can find out more about their schedule, monkeyjunkband.com. We'll be back with more right after this.
Kids these days, people say we lack initiative.
And technology, that we're all addicted.
Kids these days, we hear that we only care about ourselves. Apparently, we're lazy.
And don't seem to have any sense of independence.
Actually, kids these days are facing a lot because the world has changed, and so have our health issues. Kids these days, we could really use your help. Join CHIO in our biggest fundraising campaign ever to transform pediatric care.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Join us for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, Sunday nights at 8 o'clock, right here on Rogers TV.
In para hockey, the ice tilts in favor of men. But that will never stop us.
United by passion, battling for equity. We are the National Women's Para Hockey Team of Canada.
We're here.
We're hungry.
We're ready.
Ready to inspire.
Ready to leave our legacy.
Ready to be supported and make history. It's our time. Are you ready?
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
The
This week on Canada Files, psychologist Steven Pinker, who's been listed as one of the world's most influential thinkers. He is a brilliant observer of who we are as humans and why.
Welcome back to the show. Another wonderful local singer-songwriter joined me on the show today. She is Arlene Quinn. There she is right there. Beautiful Arlene Quinn. Before we talk to Arlene, I want to give you a sample of her brand new single. It is called Wonder Woman. Listen to the lyrics because I think a lot of you at home will relate to what you're hearing, and then we'll tell you the inspiration behind those lyrics. Have a listen. At home is these pictures tell a story as well, and really encourage you to buy a copy of Wonder Woman. And Arlene, you can tell us the inspiration behind this and those beautiful photos we just saw.
Oh, well, my brand new single is called Wonder Woman, as you know, and the song was pitched to me by a couple ladies from Nashville through a publisher. And I usually write all my own material, but this song came to me during a time when my sister was battling breast cancer. And she's fine now, but at the time I thought, wow, this song is an anthem, like a battle anthem for women. Not just who are battling breast cancer, but I just thought, what an initiative I could have to actually raise money for breast cancer research. So that's how this all came about. So this video, I reached out to all my fans, I like to say friends, on social media, and asked them for their pictures while they were battling cancer.
Wow.
So this video for this song actually features all these beautiful, courageous warriors that have battled cancer and have won, or there's a couple in there who didn't win, but they're still acknowledged as heroes and courageous women.
We did have a technical difficulty with the audio, Arlene, but
yes.
Maybe you can just tell people a little bit about the lyrics and what makes it so inspirational.
Well, part of the lyric is, if you want to find a hero, you just got to look in the mirror. And so often I find, even just witnessing my sister's journey with breast cancer, you know, when you have to shave your head and all that, and you're just going through the motions of trying to survival, right? Just to have somebody look at you and say, you're doing great. You're strong, you're brave, you can do this. You're your own hero, right?
Right.
And the other line is, you know, you might have to cry off all your makeup to find out what you're made of, right?
Yeah.
And then other lines in the song talk about, you know, you find out who's there for you, who's got your back, right?
Right.
And during times of, you know, sometimes it's hard to find friends when we're going through a difficult time in our lives. So that's kind of the whole message.
Yeah, and sometimes friends step back because they think you need space, and you're during the worst of times. It's completely opposite. You know, I don't know why. It seems to be human nature that we do that. I've been told that we have figured out the audio issue here, so I'm going to throw back to it and let's listen in here again.
What if you never left town? Packed up all your stuff, had enough, gotta live out. God, I must have been lonely, waiting on a breakthrough. Not everyone shows up, but here's to the ones that do. If you wanna find a hero, you gotta look in the mirror. Yeah! Do you ever wonder how the hell you're standing now? After all the things that let you down, didn't drag you under, never thought you'd make it through, did you? It's been anything but easy, carrying the weight around. Hey girl, you know who's got your back now. All over again, would you do it the same? Do you ever wonder, woman?
my goodness. Beautifully done, Arlene.
It gets me emotional.
I can imagine. I was watching you there, and I just see. I get chills just watching and listening. You also performed this at the CIBC Run for the Cure here in Ottawa. What was that like?
That was just incredible. We reached out to them and we said, you know, my band and myself, we wanted to perform this song for the ladies there. So we ended up doing like a half-hour set before the walk kicked off and stuff. And then we obviously debuted Wonder Woman, the single. And just to see, there was like, I think there was 2,500 walkers there, and everybody's just listening, and it was a very emotional moment, and it just made me feel I was giving something to them and reminding them of, you know, who they are and what they can accomplish, and it's just a sense of community, right? Yeah.
You're donating some of the proceeds of the sales of the song as well, right?
All the proceeds.
Okay.
From the single itself, so people can actually go to iTunes and download the song, and all the proceeds will go to breast cancer research. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Are you touring? Are you doing anything these days?
I just
Writing
finished
new
a
music?
very busy schedule with the summer. We did a lot of shows, festivals and fairs and stuff like that, and so I'm kind of focusing on now releasing the music because I didn't have time to.
Right.
We were kind of building up to this. So yeah.
Excellent. So we can look forward to something maybe in the new year?
Oh, yeah. I've got a brand new album.
Awesome.
That I recorded in Nashville, and we're going to be doing that in April. So.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah.
Well, come back and see us when the album's out. We'd love to have you back.
Well, I'd love to come back and see you too, Derek.
Thank you so much for this, Arlene. Really appreciate it. ArleneQuinnMusic.com, by the way, to find out more information. Apple Music, Spotify, you can download that as well. And as she said, all proceeds going to a great cause. We'll be back with more to wrap things up right after this.
Learn all about the creation of the National Capital Region on The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, on Rogers TV.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
It's a new season of The New Fly Fisher on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to the show. Let's review a couple of things we talked about on the show before I let you go. Ovation Productions putting on Into the Woods, a reminder that kicks off on October the 24th. It runs until November 3rd. Tickets available at meridiancenterpoint.com. And don't forget, there is a special promo code for our viewers. So if you're interested in going to see that, really, it's going to be such a unique experience. Great for the entire family. The promo code is ITWRC. So make sure you use that when you purchase your tickets. Monkey Junk also performing at Meridian Theaters at Centerpoint, October the 19th. That kicks off at 8 p.m. As I said, if you have not seen Matt, Steve, and Tony D perform live before, you are in for such a treat. Bring your dancing shoes. MeridianCenterpoint.com for your tickets on that. And a big thanks to all our guests as usual. Don't forget all the recipes that Julie talked about on the show today. Foodlandontario.ca for that. And ArleneQuinnMusic.com to find out more, not only about Arlene, but about that fabulous song, Wonder Woman, and all proceeds, of course, going to that great cause we discussed. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time here on Daytime.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Paula Roy, and it's my pleasure to welcome you back into my kitchen for another season of Paula Roy's Favorite Foods. My approach to food is pretty straightforward. Fancy is fine, but when you're in a time crunch or have a really hungry and patient family to feed, I say simple recipes made with wholesome ingredients that you probably have on hand are the best. And that's exactly what you'll find on Paula Roy's Favorite Foods on Rogers TV.
Was that 4 or 5? He's lost count and still thinks he can drive. Do you think he knows that when he is caught and charged with impaired driving, he'll lose his license?